This GEHRIMED instructional video is for provider groups who have medical coders or are looking to add medical coders who are adding CPT and ICD-10 codes to GEHRIMED encounters. For more information about the GEHRIMED billing and coding workflow, please contact your account manager or GEHRIMED Client Services.
Once your providers have signed their note in GEHRIMED on the designated coding templates, your billers or coders will then come into their own GEHRIMED user accounts. They will come up to the options and then they will enter the encounter coding queue. They can click on the date of service so that way it does group the appropriate signed encounters together. And then from there, what the coder or biller will do is select the edit encounter coding. And these are going to be first come, first serve. So whichever coding specialist logs in and begins this particular edit process, that will be the assigned coder. Once you click on this, you will be able to see all of the information entered by the provider into the note. So if you need to review it, you can absolutely do so at this time as the coding specialist. You do have the ability to add comments. So if something was incompletely documented as the coding specialist, you can go ahead and add those types of details here. Once you've added your comment in, you can then select the add button. You can then track the delivery of it. So as you scroll through, you can see all of the different dates for this particular provider. And then the diagnosis and assessment. This will be different depending on your group's specific workflow. One workflow would be that the providers have the ability to select the CPT and ICD-10 codes still before signing and sending it over to the coding specialist. The other option is for the providers not to select either of those two and just go straight to the coding specialist to be assigned. If the provider does select the CPT and ICD-10 codes before it gets sent, the coding specialist does have the ability to override those specific codes. So just like the provider in GEHRIMED, you can either use the free text field to begin typing forward. You can also use the drop-down. Again, place of service aware within GEHRIMED so that we only have codes specific to the place of service that we're working within. So for today's visit, I can go ahead and select the 99309. I can still add any modifiers if needed as a coding specialist. You can then come over to the right-hand side of the screen and you can either select from the problem list or you can go into the diagnoses search field and begin typing forward and searching for your code this way. For today's visit, I'm going to go ahead and select coronary artery and then I will also select CHF. Then from a coding specialist point of view, you can select the submit coding, or you do have the option to request further clarification from the provider. In this particular instance, I will actually select the submit coding. And now you can see that that particular signed note has been removed from the coding queue. As a coding specialist, I can continue to work down this list, select the next signed note, and begin working as I just did in the previous signed note. Upon exiting, if you look in your columns, you can see even though no work has been done, once I opened it, it was automatically assigned to myself as the coding specialist.
Thank you for watching this GEHRIMED billing and coding workflow instructional video. For more information, please contact your account manager or GEHRIMED Client Services.